Welcome to the DIY Dad Pat's channel.
New batteries have arrived. So today is the 28th of Feb. Kettle boiled, brew on. Why wouldn't you? Good work starts with that. So the plan is going to be get shelves all prepped. I've got this little infill piece here. I need to cut that down because that's a piece that's going to go up there to fill in above where we have the boiler built in, and that's going to have a gap on there so it creates ventilation, like we set that around there, so having a vent onto it. So we're going to get all this cleaned out and get all this here ready for painting. Then we have the handles to go on here. Where do we put that down? Oh, that's the piece here. So this one here will sit onto there. I've got some magnetic catches to hold that onto it, and that sits into it. Because it works, then you can just come over here, switch the boiler on, boiler comes on, so it gets a connection. Because we found when we had that gap closed, it wasn't connecting. Clear all this out. Shelves are up in there already, so shelves are there. Might need to bring this door a little bit forward because I can hear it rubbing on the back there, but we're going to take them all off for painting and then adjust them and everything like that. So it's going to be a load of painting today. It's going to be like a painter's day. Got skirting board onto here, prime here, so loads of primer onto everything. I'm going to try and get loads primed in there. So probably won't be, there will be some woodworking into it because I'm going to have to cut some parts. I want to get all the stuff on, make a little TV camera and stuff like that. But these are the hinges that we used on there, and I think these doors work quite well. So there you go. Okay, gonna get all this cleaned out here. That's the cam that we put onto the end. Oh, I did have a nice tea there. Thought I had no drink here, so we did got a blemish there in the wall. I'll have to just clean that up. Get the windows cleaned. That goes up in the hallway, that shelf. All this will be cleared off, so we're going to try and get as much cleared as we can here today. So we actually start seeing some spaces into it. Kitchen doors already on. Skirting board needs to go behind it. So we're literally on the home stretch here. Is that? Yeah, cobweb up there. That's funny. Oh, I've noticed here, we have that. And that's probably happened when we've done this out here. So what I'll do is I'll make that good as well. That's because this wall here sounds better now, but that was just that's just a brick on edge. Not even a brick flat, a brick on edge. Weird. So that's the last big sanding job. But for that we need to clear all our tools. That was working last weekend, or 2 weeks ago on those. So I didn't film myself sanding edges on the doors. I'm going to sit about here to prime these all up. And masked off here, masked off there, around here, around the bottom here. So I can start getting some primer onto these units here. So it's got a magnetic catch on here. And this one here, what I've done is, I think it's quite clever. You lift the washer out the way. Lift the washer up. Come on. So hard, one-handed. You lift, come on, there we go. Lift the washer out the way. I put insulation into there to stop any drafts coming through. That's got insulation in it as well, so insulation going that way and insulation going up. That's taking all the drafts out of it, so behind here, everywhere is insulated. That's an outside wall, that's going to have a socket on the bottom there. That's masked off there. Shelves inside there, just take the tools off it, all been sanded, all ready for priming. So what I'm going to do is, the usual, get a brew on. Won't do much filming of this here, because I think watching me paint might be a little bit boring, but I might just do like a little time lapse or something like that. There we go. Primer coat's on. That to me looks nice. I hope you can see now what I meant by the effect of the shelves being the same thickness when they come through there. So even primed on top there and everything like that. All into the detail, cut into corners, down the end panel. So I think that's starting to come together very nicely now. So you can see here, those scribes have come in really lovely, nice and sharp. So, nice rounded off corner here, round off here, round off there to that. That's going to be the wall colour, so the wall colour will come around there. This wall here get filled again. That's, you know, that's got the first coat on. It's touch dry already. I do like that about that Leyland paint. I've used that for years. I'm glad it's been around. It's an acrylic primer. An undercoat. It's a real good finished paint, you know, and you can use that on even on plaster. It's suitable. So I think, you know, paint and decorating videos might be a bit boring, but they're all parts of finishing everything off. So So my method of painting these doors is get the paintbrush, work it in. So these edges have been pre-sanded before I glued those strips on when I make these doors. So I know they're smooth, but this way they get a good seal. With them having a good seal in there, you only need to give it like a light sand over it then, if you seal them very well. So I get it quite good on there. And I do like the acrylic stuff, but the acrylic stuff really I like about these paintbrushes is when you lay them down, the bristles don't hit the surface. And you can see there, I can do the mini roller. Gets a good finish onto it. And then what we'll do is give them a sand, second coat of primer, and with second coat of primer. See now here, what you do is I run across there like that, because treat it like real wood, even though it's MDF. You get all your trims done. Oh, that's paint on the camera now. Good, it's got the mod shell on it. That's me applying today 2.5 litres of paint then. So I hope you enjoy this. This will be the first installment of a couple of painting videos coming up. I'm still going to make a TV cabinet. That will be the next one. I'm going to make for Leo's room on the desk a unit to hold his PlayStation. Probably give a drawer for pens and things like that. And some storage. So yeah, on the desk, some storage. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I shall see you soon on the next video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. To the next one.